The driver for me initially was the prize money side of it. I think there's a distinct lack of opportunity for our aspiring pros to go out and earn prize money. The UTR came as secondary to that, and it was a great way of structuring and underpinning the Progress Tour, opening up to players of all ages and levels. And I really think it's the way forward in terms of rating systems across the world.
Players get recognition for every game they win rather than a match win or a match loss.
I think it's because of the games you win. I think it's a lot more fair instead of how many matches you win. You know, if you go out in the first round of a LTA match, you get 1 point, and with the UTR you get so much more.
The UTR Progress Tour has seen players ranging from 10 years old up into their 70s, men and women, boys and girls, and it's really given that club level player and that aspiring junior player the opportunity to compete on a like level.
I think the opportunity to play different ages and different sexes means you play players that otherwise I would never normally play, and it means I've had a variety of balls coming at me, and that's been, you know, great, really, really good.
So I want to get experience playing older players that have more power and strength. So yeah, I want to play against better players that will improve my game.
For me, if I'm playing someone better than me, my game raises.
The cross-gender competition is unusual. It's something I was apprehensive about doing when I set out the tour, but it's something the more I see, the more I like. We see female players really getting stuck in, digging their heels in and competing hard against the guys.
I'd put this before the LTA tournaments, mainly because I want to go to US uni, and I think this is a great opportunity to get to where I want to be.
Another part of the UTR Progress Tour is the staggered entry element. So we see players of different levels starting at different stages of the tournament, meaning that the best players will come in later in the draw and the lower level players will start earlier in the draw.
The format's good. I think it gives you a chance to get into the tournament by playing players maybe a little bit lower, and then you go up against players the same, and then you've got the chance, if you win that, to go against players better. And I think it's just such a relaxed feel.
Yeah, well, you get to play like loads of different people. Like, I haven't played a single person in the past 4 tournaments that I've ever played before.
In the Progress Tour, you know, you could start off playing kind of his same level, and then he can progress to higher level players, which is fantastic. And it's hard to get that in like other organisations.
The level here is, the level's really high, so you get all the American boys coming back and they're playing some good tennis, and you beat these guys, and then even if you don't beat them, you still get some good practice in, and then you gain some confidence, and then once you go away into the 15Ks and futures challenges, you're ready to play at that level.
If you're like 14, 15, 16 coming up, I mean, you get matches under the belt. That's what we don't play enough here. We don't play enough matches and put ourselves out there. I think we just train. We kind of stick to ourselves. We don't really, you want to compete.
At the top end, we see our pro players who are really striving to make a living. They'll be walking away with the cash prize, the biggest cash prizes there are. But there's also the opportunity for younger players and also lower level players to go out and earn player support, player training opportunities, whether that's in terms of equipment or trips abroad to academies. So we're really looking to support a broad spectrum of British tennis players, from your juniors through to your pro players.
The incentive's there to win the money.
it'd probably make you give that extra sort of 5% to try and get some funds to keep funding your travels and all. So it's a lot better than some other tournaments where you're getting sort of quarters, semis, and you're not really getting a huge amount out of it. Whereas here you've got so many different opportunities to win money.
Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, definitely the money is the biggest, can I say, grossing money tournament there is in the UK right now throughout the year. So obviously that's a big plus, and it's unfortunate there aren't more like that.
I played tennis because I love it and I enjoy it, and I play because I want to just get better and better as I do. Of course, like, money is a nice bonus for that.
I've always been told by people from outside the club that a club should run a major event once a year, and this fits really well with our club.
In aiming at those traditional British clubs, I feel like it's a real opportunity for club members, for the younger players who might be participating, to also kind of see up close and a bit more intimately the pro level that we see in the latter stages of the tournament.
My kids and their friends are loving being around that, because they're starting to idolise these guys a little bit, and they're learning and getting inspired. So in terms of putting the club on the map, brilliant.
The benefits for a company getting involved in the UTR Progress Tour is that they get a chance to relate to something innovative, something new, something that is inclusive of players of all ages and standards. Part of the tour also is a compete, learn, earn ethos. We're educating our younger players, we're giving them more opportunities, and any company that is looking to support youth development, youth sport participation, aspiring professional tennis players, it's a great chance to get behind the real heart of British tennis.
As a language school, we use sporting amenities around the town, and I think it's very important for businesses to actively support anything which gets people playing sport, particularly which encourages grassroots level sport.
My real passion would be to see a whole national tour back in place where British tennis players can stay within the country, earn a living, earn ranking points, and make their way on the professional level.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our two finalists. Fantastic effort.
This is the biggest winner's check in British domestic tennis.